Hello everyone, Bashar here. We are together to analyze the Lunar deck of Fate. It is going to be arriving tomorrow, as you can see, and as you can tell from the picture, the Monster Hunter Void Champion is among the rewards. So we will be emulating a Summon Rush and a Dungeon Divers, which means we will be opening shards and we will also be obtaining artifacts and earning points. And while we accrue 1,000 points, we will be able to flip a card. There will be a total of 40 cards total, but this time around they went the extra distance to make it harder for us by we just had, well, we actually still have an ongoing 2x on sacreds. So I was lucky. I didn't open my shards because I didn't want the Monster Hunter support champion because I got it from an earlier path event. So I was holding and this popped up. And well, if the past patterns will make a re-emergence, it will require 20 sacred shards total of shards, right? So sacred shards are worth 2,000 points, primal shards are worth 800 points, and I'm just making an educated guess here. These are not set in stone. I think voids were 350 points, and ancient shards are 130 points, and mystery shards are 1 point each. So while everyone is gaining some value, mystery shards do not. So Plarium doesn't want us to do this event with mystery shards, which means you can and should do the active champion chase with mystery shards because they have much higher value in there. But of course this warning comes too late because Plarium likes to spring this kind of fait accompli in the last second. And some of you might remember that I actually like the Void Champion Fatalis, and I urge people to get him when they can because Plarium has communicated that he will be unobtainable by any other means other than pure shards. Well, that has been, let's put it politely, an untruth, but that is what they told us, right? So that is a little disappointing. So we do have an event for Fatalis indeed. And this time around, as I was saying, they went the extra mile to make it worse for us. Sorry. So normally, if you recall, guys, you would have to flip like 15 cards to get the champion, right? 5 epics that contain 10 fragments each and 10 rares that contained 5 fragments each, right? No. Not this time around. This time around we have 3 epics that contain 10 fragments each. We have 8 rares that contain 5 fragments each, and you guessed it, 10 cards that contain 3 fragments each. So you would have to find the 21 cards that do contain fragments of Fatalis. And that basically means you will have to fully finish it or get at least very close to fully finishing it. I mean, when you have to find 15 cards out of 40, I mean, you could get it maybe like on the 35th card or something if you are lucky. And right now I would say that number goes up to like 38 or so if you're lucky. And most of us will have to flip the 40 cards in its entirety. So as of this moment I have 12 sacred shards, but I have done nothing towards the champion chase. So now I'm at a crossroads, and I can do mystery spam for some points in here, right? But tomorrow it will be worthless. And as I said, these are not set in stone. Maybe they will do something, which I extremely doubt, because they do like to make mysteries worthless in this kind of event. So guys, if you were to go for Fatalis with mysteries only, you would have to open a casual amount of 40,000, right? because they do not get the multiplier like the others. And sacred shards are abnormally valuable, so I would say try to hold on to every single sacred shard that you have to go for him. So is the champion worth it? Right now, I'm afraid the champion isn't worth it. In my earlier review, I loved him quite a bit. There are two problems with him. The first problem is that his multipliers are low, right? And you cannot tell that when you are, doing a review, because those are, hidden, and they are being later data mined by the community. Plarium does not give those, and that decides how good a damaging champion is, especially, right? And the other thing is that I have overlooked something in his passive. Let's just take a look at him. He was Knight 7 or Dark Elf? He was Dark Elf, okay. So this lovely shield, guys, is at the end of turn only, right? So I approached this intuitively, and I thought at the start of combat and at the end of his turn, right? But problem is it's only at the end of his turn, which means the first turn he is susceptible to crits, which is what is PvP about, right? The first turn he somehow has to survive the first turn. After that he will do that. And thing is, of course, removing a shield is not that unmanageable in PvP, right? There is Kaimar, there is Madame, there are tons of champions that take buffs away. So all these things into consideration, I am gonna go for him, right? I do want to obtain him because he is discontinued. He looks cool, and this means that I will have a chance of, and those of you that did it will have a chance of obtaining the extra reward by obtaining all 5 Monster Hunter champions, right? Because Zinogre was the fusion, Ratalos was the login, we had an event for Alatrion, we now obviously have an event for Fatalis, and they did say, which could be an untruth again, if I'm being polite, there would be some event for the archer, right? And they do not count the 10x's and the 15x's as in-game events, right? The wording Plarium uses, that means, there will be some way of getting the archer, which is the best one. So I don't want to kill that hope, but the fact remains that I will have to go for 4,200 whopping champion chase points without doing anything. It's not going to be easy, and it is the last day. So I'll have to see, Broadmows, Relic Keepers, whoever it is, will all be fused. I sadly do not have any Doom Tower epics at the ready. I don't like summoning legendaries for the purpose of champion chase, because they are much more valuable in the CVCs. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's it, guys. So we will have and the Deck of Fate will also feature a legendary book, as we can see here. So there will be some additional rewards that would be worth getting your hands on, but that is irrelevant, because if you want Fatalis, you will have to open almost all 40 cards, and as I said, if you're lucky, 30 cards will be doing it. So it is very unlikely that you will be missing anything that's important when you have opened the cards. If you flip 3 cards of the same rarity in a row, you will be getting some additional reward. But that is terrible miscommunication on Plarium's behalf, because I and my the other content creators, I don't know this on a personal basis, but I'm sure they have all warned their community to get this champion when they can, because there will be no other event for him. And sorry about that, the kid is a bit sick. So as I said, there will be some sort of additional reward like 500 energy, legendary dome, a few extra rewards for getting all Monster Hunter themed champions. And I actually gave up on it because they said Fatalis would be shards only. Right now though, there is this. So as I said, guys, this warning comes too late. I know, I'm sorry, we just didn't know. If you haven't opened your sacred shards, do try to hold on to them. I mean, do relic keepers, do broadmows, summon Doom Tower epics, whatever you can, and save as many sacred shards as you can if you want to save money. And of course, always skipping is an idea. But I have also heard, I'm not very sure, let me just take a look at the news here maybe. I heard that this place is also going to give points. I'm not sure. This place does say it. I'm not sure. I think this is part of the Lunar Festival and not part of this one. So I'm not sure if that contains points. I do have one final tip for you, which is going to be useful. Those of you that have watched it until the end will benefit from this. So I have skipped the maximum amount of points in this, right? But if you haven't, you'll have something like, you might even have finished it, right? This one. And if you claim this soul during the soul chase, she is worth 450 whopping points in the soul chase, right? You'll get a lot of rewards for it. So, I mean, do push this. Right now, if I go for everything, I will be on 1,330 points or so. Hopefully there will be enough points in the game so I can grab her during the soul chase. Because, in the soul chase, all souls are counted, right? You open soul stones, you buy it from the market, you obtain it somehow, you obtain it from the Platinum Points program, it doesn't matter, right? All souls award points. So, okay. Well, anyway, that is all I have to say about that. Sorry for my daughter's rant, and see you on stream. Bye-bye.